Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at GrowFold. So today we'll be local plant shopping at Pita's Planters out in Dallas, Texas. As always, please make sure you are hitting the like button for this video, as well as following me on Instagram at GrowFold. It is a beautiful morning out at Pita's Planters, and you already know plant foldies. For those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. You can see that she has some beautiful plants ready and set to go. We've got a table full of little Hoya starters right over here, and what a gorgeous looking Hoya Chelsea hanging basket. You can see that this one is for $34, and then we also have this one plant which I think is a need in Variegated Alocasia odora. So what a beautiful plant. This one is for $94. But before we actually enter Pita's Planters, I did want to show you a short trailer of a new project I'm part of.
Hey, I'm Steve from I Lift Plants, and that's what I do. I lift plants and spirits.
I'm Janae. My passion is to elevate plants with beauty and style.
Hi, this is Richie. I'm always finding cost-effective plant finds at big box stores and local nurseries.
And the three of us
make Cultivation Corner.
So please make sure you are following us on Instagram at Cultivation Corner. That is a new podcast that we will be debuting soon. And we actually filmed it at Pita's Planters. That's where most of our episodes are going to come from. But as you can see right here, it is a beautiful day. And I love showing Pita's Planters plants just because she always brings in a lot of different unique plants. You can see that is a full hanging basket of Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. That is an air plant right there, and then another Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. Easy to care for plant, and she just recently got these Philodendron Jopii. What a beautiful philodendron. It's an actual like pretty nice size for a Philodendron Jopii. And then what else do we have here? So she recently started to get a lot of nice variegated philodendron, like this Philodendron White Princess. Look at how gorgeous that half moon is. This is only for $26 in a 4.5 inch planter. Really nice size. And what I like about the Philodendron White Princess, the ones that are being offered at Pita's Planters, is she has some really good variegated Philodendron White Princess. Now here's the thing about Philodendron White Princess, just like Philodendron Pink Princess, you want to get one that has quite a bit of variegation, because the initial variegation is what dictates or pretty much shows you what type of variegation that plant is going to give you long term. So more variegation, better variegation like that with the genetics, it's going to give you that nice marbling effect. And then we can see right over here, there is another Philodendron White Princess. This one again is only for $26. And I remember purchasing some, actually one from Pita's Planters, like a week or two ago. And you can see that she keeps these in stock fairly well. And then we have some classic Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu Blue pothos. These are for $14, and this is a pretty fast growing pothos plant. The thing about Cebu Blue pothos is it does need a little bit more light, and you definitely don't want it to dry out too long, because this, of all the pinnatums, I think is one that will get leggy if you don't give it enough light. And then also if you just let it go through bouts of drought, it will actually decline in its health. So you've got to stay on top of those two requirements for the plant to thrive. And then you can see right here, we've got Hoya Black Margin. This one is, I believe, for $18. And if you want to be a Hoya head, if you have entered the Hoya era, I would go to Pita's Planters, because she carries quite a bit of Hoyas available for purchase. You can literally start your Hoya collection by just going to Pita's Planters. And what I also love about Pita's Planters is, while it is a small shop, like the space isn't quite large, it still creates a huge impact with the amount of plants per square footage. And that's the thing. If you are one of these people that likes different types of plants, you can definitely go to Pita's Planters, because whether you're into philodendron and you want to buy one like this Philodendron Jopii, instead of going on into an online shop, you can actually just spend time at Pita's Planters, and you'll be able to find a really nice philodendron or some type of Hoya for a really cost-effective price. You wouldn't have to go online or even go to several big box stores or local nurseries to find plants. And you can see this plant right here was kind of stuck. That one is a Philodendron Golden violin. I love this. And with this particular philodendron, just like most neon yellow colored plants, you want to give it quite a bit of light. And then this one is a climber, so you need to make sure that you're giving it some type of support for the plant to really give you the maximum beauty that it can offer. And then this is a plant that I have on my wish list. This is a variegated Sansevieria starfish, $55. But what I like about this variegated Sansevieria starfish is it's not going to be a difficult plant to grow. It can actually tolerate lower light conditions. It can actually tolerate long, drought periods where you don't water the plant, and it will still live. This one right here is another Philodendron heteroraceum Rio. I actually want to get another Philodendron heteroraceum Rio and let it trail. Like, I've been looking at propagating lots of trailing plants, and that is one that I want to add to my collection. And you can see that large Philodendron Macaulay's finale, that was only for $35 for that size of a philodendron. So really good pricing again at Pita's Planters. You know, a lot of people will assume that a local plant shop would have really expensive plant pricing, but for me, Pita's Planters actually has cost-effective pricing. It's within the range of what you would pay for. Like Anthurium crystallinum for this size, $32. That is not a bad price at all. And I have officially entered the Anthurium era, or my Anthurium phase. I have started to become obsessed about them. I love the look of them, and the reason why I've become obsessed about Anthuriums is because I have found a viable substrate that I can grow them, and they're not as finicky. I grow my Anthuriums in semi-hydroponics, so all of them are growing in pond. As you can see right over here, I'm going to be pulling another Anthurium hybrid. This is another Anthurium clavinarium, I think, but you can see that it's got a unique shape to its leaf. The leaves actually look more like bat wings, and you can see that it's starting to push out that unique feature. And what I like about Anthuriums is you can literally hybridize them, because you can grow them from seed, and you can see different types of traits coming out of them. Not a single seed will have the same type of genetics or traits. So it's interesting to see what you can get out of Anthuriums. You can see this is a Philodendron orange marmalade. This one is for $34. And with Philodendron orange marmalade, you have to give it quite a bit of light for it to do well. And Peta actually has some unique and uncommon Sansevieria starfish type plants. This one is Abbey Crown. This one I haven't seen before, but it is really interesting. And then this one, which I need to get, is a Sansevieria hedgehog. That one is for $18. So it looks like a starfish, but the hedgehog almost looks like a hedgehog. And I think that that's super cool. It's got a nice name. What I appreciate about Pita's Planters is the majority of her plants will have a specific plant name. I know we're always looking for plant IDs, so I appreciate that about this particular plant shop. For those that don't know the story of this plant shop started out as a business that used to do pop-up shops. It is run by Lupita and her partner David, and they ended up getting a brick and mortar plant shop created. And I've seen their business grow in the last couple of months, and I'm super excited that they continue to grow, and hope that for those that actually live out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we would take a trip to Pita's Planters, because you can see she has an Epipremnum aureum, Shangri-La. She just has so many plants. And look at, if you're an Anthurium lover, you can go here and choose your Anthurium, choose your poison, choose a plant. But it has been really nice to see them grow. I know that Pita's Planters recently did part of a show of plants at Dallas, the Plant Con Dallas 2024, where they were able to be a vendor there. So it's just super exciting that they are participating in that, and they are continuing to bring lots of unique plants. I mean, you can see right here we've got a Syndapsis exotica. That is another plant that I would add to my collection. And then we've got some wish list plant that I really want. I have a variegated Pachira aquatica, but I would love to get another one. I would like to get this variegation where you've got that elbow white cream variegation here. Now this one is for $165, and some people would say that that's kind of pricey, but honestly, for the size of the Pachira aquatica, the variegation on it, that actually is only $154. That's a pretty good price. You know, a lot of these Pachira aquaticas, the variegated forms, are still quite expensive. So if you're still looking for one, at least you don't have to worry about buying it to be sent in the mail if you are a local Dallas-Fort Worth plant lover. Anthurium fingers for $18, and I didn't really mean to purchase a plant today. I'm actually out here meeting up with Janae Simone and Steven of I Live Plants to do a couple of trailers and teasers for our new plant podcast, The Cultivation Corner. But this is a plant that I thought was really cool, so I'm going to buy this. And that's the thing, I am gonna literally spend all of my plant money at Pita's Planters because she does carry all of the plants that I like. I love the fact that her plants are super healthy, and she always has unique plants. Like literally everywhere you turn, everywhere you look, you're gonna find a really nice find. For instance, this is a Dieffenbachia crocodile for $22.50. If you like Dieffenbachia, especially the unique varieties like this, you can go to Pita's Planters. She does have a Dieffenbachia reflector, which is right next to it, which is basically the Dieffenbachia crocodile. The pattern looks pretty similar, except it's got more of a velvety texture to a Dieffenbachia, which is actually unique because Dieffenbachias are typically not velvety in texture. You can see right here, this is another Aglaonema. This is an Aglaonema green army. Now, the thing about Aglaonema green army, and this is only for $20, that is a really good price. Look at how the shimmer of the leaves are. It has like a silver metallic shine to it, and I ended up getting one of these a while back. It's still doing very well for me, and I am tempted to purchase a second one. You know, whenever you talk about plants that you can have multiples of, I will never get tired of having multiples of Aglaonema. I think they're amazing, and it's another plant that I definitely want to add to my collection. And then you can see over here, plant foldies, we've got the classic Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Now this one is for $14. So if you want a starter Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, I would go ahead and get this. I know that at a big box store, Costa Farms Plants tends to sell this as a trending tropical for $19.84. But if you want a smaller starter one, you can go to Pita's Planters, for instance, and get that. And with Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, it is a fast growing plant. It's one that will force itself to growing upward, so you're still needing to get a pole or some type of stake to support it. And can we talk about how beautiful these little planters are? This is such a cute little planter. This one was 3D printed, and that's the name of the shop, Pita's Planters. And Pita has some unique planters that are handmade by herself, and you can see that these are some of the 3D planters that she's making. She's also got the terrazzo pots that she actually has classes that teach how to make, so I think those are super cool. But look at the unique and really nice colors. I love that pastel color. I love the geometric shapes. I think they give a modern twist to a lot of the planters, and I would love to collect Pita's planters. And then you can see right here, we've got another Philodendron jopii. This one is for, I believe, $25. This is a Philodendron I do want to purchase because it's such a weird looking Philodendron, but one that I wouldn't mind adding to my collection. And then you can see right here, we've got an assortment of Sansevieria, or starfish. That one is a variegated Sansevieria whale fin. I believe this one is a Sansevieria starfish right here. Really nice price for it. It's only $30. And I already know with a lot of these Sansevieria, they will end up pushing out pups. They will end up self-propagating. So if you wait long enough, if you're able to give them those growing conditions, they will do very well for you. And then over here, we've got another Sansevieria of some sort. This one is for $14. And snake plants, or what you call Sansevieria, are low light tolerant, drought tolerant, are marketed as an easy to care for plant, so I would recommend them. And you can see this is another 3D printed vase. I think that's super cute. I love all the pinks. Like, look at this. Love the pinks, love the colors, love the fact that these are handmade. And so if people are asking if these planters can be shipped, I would say follow Pita's Planters on Instagram. That way you can send a direct message. They're pretty active on there. And then as you can see, even more planters. I know she got some spooky themed planters, some skull planters, but I believe they've already sold through. And if you're looking for updates on what plants or what products she has for Pita's planters, definitely follow her on Instagram. Be part of her newsletter so they can send you a plant pricing list of new plants. And obviously subscribe to my YouTube channel with the notification bell on. That's super important. I pretty much frequent this plant nursery or plant shop on a weekly basis, so you will always be up to date on what plants she has. But as I pick up all of these handmade planters, look at the colors. I love the pastel colors. I love the lavender colors. That is just super cute. These are all plants that I feel like if you want that modern vibe, you definitely want to buy these planters. Now, what's interesting is all of the planters she has, except a few, actually have drainage holes. Like these ones don't. I don't think these are actually created by her, but the ones that are made by her, the terrazzo planters, the 3D printed planters, all have drainage holes. So I think that's really nice because not everybody wants to utilize them as a catch pot. And as I pan away here, I'm just going to keep showing you more plants. And here's a beautiful serrated philodendron. This is a philodendron Pluto for $18. And you know, this particular philodendron is actually not one that you would find a lot. I have never seen it at a big box store, and it's not really commonly seen even at local nurseries. So I'm so happy that I could go to Pita's Planters and find, you know, different types of philodendron. You can see this table has some philodendron and Hoyas. This is one of my favorite philodendron. This is a philodendron Moonlight. Let me take a look at the price. This is only for $12 in a 5 or 4.5 inch planter. Really love the new leaf that's unfurling. It's got that yellow color about it. Now again, plant foliage, you need to make sure that you're giving it quite a bit of bright light for it to really get that that nice yellow tone. And as I spin around here, we can take a look at this. And I was actually tempted to purchase this because it's a nice full pot of Syndapsis Pictus exotica. Look at that beautiful silver foliage on it. And you know, I am starting to be sold on Syndapsis. Like, I started to not want to add Syndapsis to the collection of mine because I prefer the Epipremnum or the pothos plant, but I don't know, I love silver foliage as well. And then you can see right here we've got a Sansevieria Abbey crown. That is a unique looking Sansevieria. It almost reminds me of a Sansevieria samurai. Tons of Hoyas right over here. Look at that cuddly cactus. And then we've got a Philodendron giganteum right here. This is just for $20. This is the non-variegated form, but you know, this is actually a philodendron that gets quite large. So be prepared for the size of that potential plant. And then as you can spin around here, this is a plant that caught my eye, but it looked like somebody who actually follows me on Instagram ended up purchasing this plant as I was actually filming this episode today. That is a Dieffenbachia Big Ben variegated, and I love the variegation, and this is so cool. This one is for $145, but it's a very uncommon Dieffenbachia. You know, you don't really see a lot of Dieffenbachia that have that type of variegation. Really nice looking Dieffenbachia, and I just thought it was so interesting that as I was, you know, filming this, as me, Janae, and Steven were filming this, that somebody actually came in and just purchased the plant, and that was it. And I thought that was really cool. Congrats to whoever got the plant, because that is such a beautiful stunner. And that's the thing about Pita's Planters. She has uncommon, rare plants, as well as common, easy care plants. She just has it all for a plant shop that's not quite as large as you would think, but it is definitely a cozy vibe. It's definitely one that I would still pick over a lot of the big box stores that I will go to, definitely. And I would even dub this plant shop as one of the best plant shops in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And trust and believe, if you watch my videos, there are many plant shops all over the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But Pita's Planters, definitely check it out. I will continue to make plant shopping videos of her plants because I really do believe in this business. I love the people behind it, and I mean, you can't help it. Like, there's just so many cool plants. You can see that those were some of the Syndapsis exotica totems, and this is the only one that they have left. This is a Stromanthe Charlie for $26. And I actually was tempted to get another Stromanthe. So here's the thing about Stromanthes. They're not as finicky as a Calathea. They behave like a Calathea in a sense that they need to stay, keep their soil moist. They need higher humidity levels. But as far as a Stromanthe, it's still a very unique looking one. That variegation is really cool. Now, if I were to buy this is definitely going to transfer into semi-hydroponics, which would be pond. I've just realized that growing plants in semi-hydroponics just makes it easy. So I even, to my surprise, have taken a lot of my Aglaonema, which are more drought-tolerant plants, in semi-hydroponics, and they've done very well. So that's what I would recommend on Stromanthes, Calatheas, and prayer plants, to try semi-hydroponics. But as I spin around here, now this is one that I am going to eventually buy from Peta. This is an Anthurium Queen of Hearts. Let's see how much it costs. There it is. I believe that is for not a bad price. It is a dark foliage Anthurium. That is one that I need to add to my collections. I think dark Anthuriums are beautiful as well. And you can see there is a new leaf that is about to pop up and unfurl. Now, again, with Anthuriums, you need to give it quite a bit of humidity. So if you don't have a humidifier, I would be prepared to actually invest in one. Just make sure that your humidifier is away from your wooden floors, otherwise it could damage it. You want to have your humidifier way up on a shelf if you're going to actually let it just work all day, because I've made the mistake of letting a humidifier actually be closer to the ground, and all of a sudden my wooden floors had like water everywhere, and that's just not good for wood. But that plant that I just picked up is a Philodendron Jose Buono, beautiful plant. And as I spin around here, I'm just gonna keep just showing you all of the plants that they have. I love how all of that this plant shop is illuminated by the natural lighting, and I'm definitely rooting for you. That is definitely a staple at Peta's Planter. And honestly, when I picked up this Philodendron White Princess for $26, I mean, that variegation is the best I've ever seen. I regret actually not purchasing this, and this is the reason why. Because look at that variegation, and even though that white is very risky, like, I feel like it was still such a beautiful plant to actually admire. But I actually met somebody who actually watches this channel as well, so that was interesting. But he ended up purchasing that plant, and that's another plant I just kind of regret not purchasing. And then over here we have a beautiful Philodendron Pink Princess Galaxy. I mean, look at that. Look at how beautiful the marbling of that leaf is. There are many different types of Philodendron Pink Princess on the market. This one happens to be the one that has some amazing variegation. So if you're going to look for a Philodendron Pink Princess, go to Peta's Planters. She gets those readily available often, and the variegation is stunning. And I am definitely going to buy this Aglaonema Golden Powder for I believe $14. That is a beautiful Aglaonema, and you already know, plant folies, Aglaonemas are a thing for me. I love Aglaonemas. They're so underrated, but they're so easy to take care of. They can tolerate lower light conditions, drought tolerant, and they come in so many different varieties. And this is an Aglaonema that I definitely want to purchase. And when I buy it from Peta's Planters, I am actually going to transfer this into semi-hydroponics leca, and I'm gonna see how that does for my Aglaonema. But this is the golden powder. And what's interesting is as far as like news with me, I will be at the Texas Aroid show, which is literally about a week and a couple of days. It's going to be out in Houston, Texas, October 26th from 11 to 6 p.m. If you are in the Houston area and you want to meet up with me, I will definitely be there. You can find me because I'll be wearing a Girl Folds t-shirt. I will also have those available for purchase. But as far as just Texas Aroid show, definitely buy your tickets. Follow them on Instagram at the Texas Aroid show, and you'll see that I will have lots of footage. The same thing as PlantCon 2024 Dallas and PlantCon 2024 in Houston. Those are two videos that I would suggest watching. It's going to be very similar to that, but I would even say that the Texas Aroid show is going to even have some more unique and rare specimens. I am so looking forward to the vendors that they're going to be there. And definitely check that out. So I will have hours of footage of that. So if you want to see that, definitely be subscribed to my YouTube channel. But if you want to attend that event, definitely purchase your tickets soon. Over here, we have an Aglaonema Silver Bay. This one is also for $14. The classic and most common Aglaonema you will find, aside from the Aglaonema Red Siam. But you can see that all of these plants, she has quite a bit of them. Pita's planters, I can't stop repeating myself. She has quite a bit of them for the space that she has. I mean, you can see there are many different varieties. So we have an Aglaonema Silver Bay. Now we have an Aglaonema Maria. This one is for $14. And I believe she has an Aglaonema that's pretty white. The Aglaonema Spring Snow or Snow Spring, however you want to call it. These are all for $14 in 4.5-inch planters. And they're really healthy, super exciting. And I just absolutely love that as well. Look at that. Look at that variegation. And that's another one that, I mean, I don't mind have multiples of any type of Aglaonema. If you're going to ask me, I don't mind having multiples of, because they're so easy. So you don't have to like feel like you have to add so much more plant care. You know, for me, I like plants that are low light tolerant and drought tolerant, because not everybody has the best lighting conditions when grown indoors. And if you're like me, I have such a busy work schedule to where sometimes I just don't have the physical the physical strength to go around and water plants. Like this right here is an Alocasia Jacqueline, and I believe this is for $30. It's a beautiful Alocasia. Unfortunately, it's an Alocasia that has made it to plant heaven 3 times for me. It was even an Alocasia I put in pond, and it just did not even make the transfer. So it's really disappointing, because I would love to be able to grow that Alocasia long term. And then you can see right here, this is another Philodendron Pink Princess Galaxy. Beautiful plant. This one is for $30, but look at how gorgeous that pink variegation is. You already know plant foldies. I love pink variegated plants, pink plants in general. I'm always collecting them. And you know, if you bought this plant right here and then bought a cute handmade planter by Peta at Peta's Planters, you're all set. And then over here, we've got a variegated Hoya carrii. I love the Hoya carrii. I think it's another unique plant. This one isn't a bad price at all. And you know, look at how cute that heart-shaped leaf is for a Hoya carrii. And as we move around this table, we're going to be taking a look at some of these Alocasias right here. This one is for $30. This is an Alocasia. Ivory Coast, and I love the Ivory Coast Alocasia. It reminds me of Mickey Mouse ears. Look at all of the new pups that came out of this particular Alocasia. And I actually am not as fearful about growing Alocasia. They are a finicky plant. They need higher humidity levels. They're very much spider mite prone. But if you grow them in semi-hydroponics like pond, they typically do well. Like, I'm super excited. I converted a lot of my Alocasia into semi-hydroponics, and I have not looked back. I think that that's what made it more possible for me to grow plants that are a little bit more challenging when it comes to like the plant care. And that's the thing. As you look at Alocasia, they've got beautiful foliage, for instance, right? That one is an Alocasia Morocco. I just feel like this plant, though, if you're to grow this in soil, you have to really baby it. You have to really pay attention to the amount of water you're giving it. Also stay on top of the pest control. But for me, if you have them in semi-hydroponics, they're always going to be watered. All you have to do is fill the water reservoir, and that is it. And then if you put this, plant in semi-hydroponics in a plant room, for instance, that has a humidifier, you're able to repel a lot of the spider mites, which is really what attacks these Alocasia. And if you give it some really nice bright light with some grow lights, you're good to go. They're going to get to the sizes that you would not even expect. And that's the joy about growing plants. I feel like a lot of times we get discouraged with plants because we're spending so much time trying to keep a plant alive. Now, this right over here is a green Marantha. Let's see how much it is. It is for $14. And notice how there is a paw sticker on it. This means that this plant is actually pet friendly and kid friendly. It's not toxic. So if you're wanting to have plants, but you have a furry friend, you can actually add this to your plant collection, and it will not pose a threat to your furry friend or even, little kids around some of the plants. Because you have to realize some of these plants are toxic and can be irritable and even poisonous. So you just have to make sure that if you're going to have like a furry friend or a baby, you want to make sure that you have pet-friendly plants. And then over here, we've got a Syngonium white butterfly. This is super thick, and I am back into my Syngonium era again. Love me some Syngoniums. I've been collecting Syngoniums. I am happy about Syngoniums. I am propagating Syngoniums. Super easy, another plant that not a lot of people are just running around to grab. This is a plant that I would recommend for anybody that's beginning a plant journey, because why not? Like Syngoniums are amazing. They're easy to care for, and they're plants that I just would recommend because they're just readily available and they're pretty cost effective, and you can find them at Pita's Planters. And as I pan around here, you can see she just has so many plants. Let's take a look again at the Aglaonema golden powder. Love this as well. And you can see that this particular Aglaonema has hints of orange and red and pink and just a speckling. There's just a lot of things going on with the foliage, and that's what makes Aglaonemas really interesting. And this one is a really cool mermaid cactus. This is a Euphorbia mermaid. Love that as well. And I think about my plant foldie that I met out in PlantCon 2024, Dallas, Trish. I know she would love that. And then look at this variegated Sansevieria again for $55. That is a wish list for me. There's not a lot left. I think these are the last two that I've seen at Pita's Planter. So I'm happy that she's able to sell through a lot of her more, expensive plants that are a little bit more rare. I mean, you can see, look at that variegation. And then you can see that we've got some really nice looking Philodendron Pink Princess again here. That one is for $26. Really pretty good quality variegation. Love the marbling and speckling of this particular Philodendron Pink Princess. Now with Philodendron Pink Princess, you want to make sure that you are giving it quite a bit of light, if possible. Even though it is more so like influenced by the amount of light the variegation is, it's still going to give it more vigorous growth. Anytime you give a plant bright indirect light, it's going to give it the maximum potential for its growth. And then you can see all of these cool looking Euphorbia mermaids. Like, I'm actually tempted to purchase one. And then a variegated pepperomia watermelon. This is the gold dust variegation. Really nice one. I have one from Pita's Planters, and I actually gave it quite a bit of light, and it gave me some really good variegation to the point where almost I guess the leaves are almost white. I love that red stem as well on it. It gives it a nice contrast to the plant. And as I spin around here, we've got some more Hoyas, and we got some more Aglaonema golden powder. And look at this. This one is ready for a repot. The roots are ready, and that is another plant that Aglaonemas, please buy yourself an Aglaonema. If you've been watching my channel for a while and you don't have an Aglaonema, give yourself a chance to bring yourself joy by bringing an Aglaonema to your home. I know if you go to a big box store, for instance, you can get an Aglaonema Silver Bay, or if you want something smaller, you can get an Aglaonema Red Siam. So lots to choose from. I would recommend it. It's easy to care for. And I mean, you can see here another Hoya. This is a Hoya Rosita for $15. I think that this is another plant that is pet friendly. So Hoyas, I believe, and I've learned, are pet friendly. So I think that that is super cool. And then we can see right here, we have another string of, I think, turtles. Yep, string of turtles for $15. Super cute plant. It's a pretty fast growing plant as well. Now this is more of like a succulent type plant, so you need to give it quite a bit of light, and then also keep the soil not too wet. Same thing with this variegated string of hearts. This one is for $15, and it looks really nice. It's a pretty nice starter for anybody who wants a variegated string of hearts. That's one that I would recommend as well. It does very well for me. And you can see we've got Syngonium frosted heart here. We've got Philodendron orange marmalade. I love this one. And let's see, this one is for $35. Not a bad price at all. It's still a pretty pricey Philodendron when you compare it to all the other ones, but that is one that is really unique, especially when it starts to mature. Beautiful plant. Give it lots of light though, lots of bright indirect light. Otherwise you're not gonna get the nice beautiful neon yellow colors. And then grow that's so funny. I just love some of the sayings of this. What a cute little pink planter with an interesting saying on there. And then as I spin around here, look at that unique looking leaf shape of this Anthurium. Like, I am tempted to purchase this one as well. Actually, matter of fact, when I visit Pita's Planters, this one's for $38. I'm going to go ahead and buy me another Anthurium. You know, that's the thing about loving a particular plant shop. I'm very partial to Pita's Planters. I'm going to spend all my money here, and I would actually suggest that anybody, especially if you live out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, go ahead and do your plant shopping at Pita's Planters. Let's see this business grow. Let's see this place, which we are actually going to call as one of the homes of our new plant podcast, The Cultivation Corner. We're going to do a lot of our initial filming here for our first few episodes. So we want to make sure that this is a centralized area where, you know, if you're a plant foldie, if you're a Grow Folds fan, this is where I would like to meet up with you guys. This is a place where we're going to have plant podcast by The Cultivation Corner. And again, plant foldies, if you haven't already, please make sure you are either on Instagram, following The Cultivation Corner Instagram. That's where we're going to be posting a lot of our content on. But also, if you want the full episodes of the plant podcast, The Cultivation Corner, not only do you need to be subscribed to my YouTube channel with the notification bell on, I can't subscribe, stress that out. Please also subscribe to Janae Simone's YouTube channel, as well as Steven and I Live Plants, because all of the episodes will be uploaded differently on different channels. We'll have one long playlist, so definitely do that. And if you made it this far into the video and haven't already, please make sure you are hitting the like button for this video. Over here, we've got one that I'm going to buy eventually from Peta, if she still has it. This is a Hoya camouflage for $18. Beautiful coloration on this plant. I know that Kroger grocery store has this, but I want to support Peta's Planters because her Hoya camouflage are more cost effective. They're only for $18, and you can see this one is a nice begonia as well. You know, this is an angel wing begonia. It's a begonia that I feel like we should add to our collection. You know, begonias are pretty challenging, but after going to Steve's Leaves and actually doing a nursery tour and looking at all of the begonias at Steve's Leaves, I may enter the begonia phase as well. That's the thing about seeing plants thriving, seeing mature plants. It just influences you to try and grow a plant yourself. And I think that's the reason why a lot of us get plant fluence or influenced to buy plants, is because we see beautiful specimens and then we end up wanting to buy the plant because we want to see if we can grow it to that beauty. I still regret not buying that Philodendron White Prince. It's such beautiful variegation. And then this one is in Aglaonema, red cyan, for $14. I would recommend this Aglaonema. I mean, look at that pink reddish veining on the leaves, the border of the leaves. Easy to care for plant. And then we also have a classic Monstera Adansonii. Beautiful plant. This is a plant that does want to climb. I know some people will grow this as a trailing plant, but really to get the beautiful fenestrations of this particular Monstera Adansonii, you want to give it a moss pole, a plank, a stake for it to climb up. And yes, as you can see right over here, Pita's Planters is also a plant shop that is ever evolving, because you can see that she does sell through quite a bit of plants. So these arrangements of plants are never the same whenever I go to Pita's Planters. You can see that she has a bunch of the pink plants right over here. We've got some different variegated plants, and I will say she has quite a bit of philodendron as well, and even begonias. And then when you turn around here, look at this, more plants.
We were laughing through the pain, you were never once so bad. Cut the cord that kept us connected, blacking out the mirror where your light once reflected. All of the love from up above.
And you can see she has some handmade propagation stations. Love that. It looks like she chopped up a Syngonium albo. Really like that as well. And you know, that's an easy plant to root in water. I love the propagation stations, and you can see that Steven has just made it here, and the audio cut out, but he's talking about this Alocasia Jacqueline. We were discussing on whether we should have him buy it. I didn't really want to be the bearer of bad news, but I did end up telling him that I ended up sending it to Plant Heaven multiple times. So He was still keen to buying it, but then I think he eventually bought something else. I forgot what plant he got, but you know, whenever the Cultivation Corner trio comes here, Janae, myself, or Steven, we have to buy plants from Pita's Planters. And again, I will never stop trying to plug this plant shop because I mean, look at this. So many plants, so many different types of plants at a smaller space, but that makes it more unique because you don't have to travel too far around. Like, all you have to do is turn around and be like, okay, there's a Dieffenbachia camouflage, beautiful. We've got some Alocasia cuprea, beautiful. We've got a beautiful Philodendron gloriosum. And we have shingle plants. Like, this is really cool too. These are brand new right here. This is another Raphidophora shingle type plant for $22, and it already has the plank. Super cute. I don't have any shingle plants in my collection. And then look, right over here, we've got an easy to care for plant. This is a not a philodendron, sorry. Pepperomia obtusifolia variegata. This one is only for $13.50. This is the marble version, and that's another plant I am going to add to my collection just because this is one of the more durable plants, one of the easier plants to grow. And I mean, look at that variegation, absolutely stunning. And this is another plant that you can propagate through cuttings, easy to propagate, it's easy to grow. It's one that will give you a lot of joy. And then we have a Raphidophora discordia for $16.50. And as much as I love this dragon tail Raphidophora, it's one that you have to give it a pull. You have to give it quite a bit of light for it to really grow. Otherwise, it will shoot out more runners versus foliage. But if you can get it to mature, if you're able to give it more light, it is a plant that is going to be stunning, just absolutely stunning. It'll be a statement piece plant. And then this is an Alocasia I'm thinking I want to buy from Lupita. This one is for $30. That is an Alocasia golden bone. I love that dark foliage of the plant, and also just the stem color. That's one that, you know, I'm not as afraid to add into my collection anymore because I've kind of figured out the substrate that an Alocasia would be most happy about. And you can see that there are little pups. This was actually for $32, and you can see that it already has like 3 or 4 babies, but look at the size of that Alocasia golden bone. Absolutely stunning. That is one that, you know, if you are into Alocasias, get yourself an Alocasia golden bone. I know I have a plant foldy by the name of Daniel who loves growing Alocasia. Daniel, if you're watching this, you can see that Pita has some Alocasia. Definitely come by here and buy them. And I think that that's what's so fun about this community. I've been able to meet up with you guys in person. Love that. And, you know, for those that ask why I stay faceless on YouTube, I think it's really just preference. You know, I have a lot of things going on outside of my YouTube channel that I just want to keep you know, separate from my plants. And also, I just want it to be all about the plants versus me as a person. It is nice to get to know y'all, but for now, I am going to stay faceless. It's the same thing at the Cultivation Corner. I might actually do a face reveal at the Cultivation Corner podcast. We'll see what that looks like. But for now, that is the reason why I stay faceless. But you can see she's got hanging baskets right over here of, I think, a string of pearls, beautiful plant. And then we've got some Hoya Chelsea hanging baskets. I actually didn't realize that that's another Hoya that I don't really see a lot of hanging baskets of. So it's nice that, you know, Pita is able to source these out and have these available for the Dallas-Fort Worth plant community. And for those that are visiting the Dallas area, this is a place, if you love plants, definitely visit Pita's Planters. I feel like it's worth the trip. I feel like the plants are cost effective. I feel like a lot of the plants are unique. You get many different varieties for a space that doesn't have the biggest square footage, but still enough to where every single inch of this place has a large impact. But as you can see here, I'm just gonna keep panning around and showing you all of these plants. there's such a great energy as well around Pita's planters. And, you know, both myself, Janae, Simone, and Steven were just talking about how you can tell that there's a lot of love and passion put into taking care of these plants to get these plants sourced out. You know, whenever you buy a plant from Pita's planters, you're getting one that was definitely sourced out with love. Also, she is able to give you all of the plant care tips. So there's nobody should ever feel intimidated to growing and picking up a plant. You're always going to be steered in the right direction by Pita. This shop really does make an effort to make sure to answer all of your plant questions. And, you know, for us, we also like seeing that there is a variety of plants that are a little bit more rare. I mean, you can see right here, this is a more uncommon Hoya. This is one that I was actually tempted to purchase as well, but she has a cabinet of some of her own plant propagations or rare plants that she has been able to source out. I mean, look at this right here. That is a really nice looking Jose Buono, Philodendron Jose Buono, but it has more of a speckling. I haven't ever seen that. Really nice looking one. And then here is a Philodendron Strawberry Shake, really good variegation. Let's see how much it is. That's not a bad price at all for an uncommon Philodendron. Love the stems of the leaves as well. And you can just see that as far as getting even rare plants, you don't have to travel far. You don't have to go order them online. You can just get them. And especially with the Anthuriums, it's always a risk to buy an Anthurium online just because they don't always travel well. So that's why, like, if I'm going to buy some Anthuriums, I'm definitely going to buy them from Pita's planters. There are some other local sellers like Caleb's Tropicals, which I am excited because he did give me the option to film film his Anthuriums. He is a master when it comes to Anthurium hybridizing, so stay tuned for that. There's a lot of new content that I'm going to try to get out aside from big box store plant shopping. I know that I typically do that, but just now that I'm meeting more people, making more connections, I'm really honored. I'm really thankful for all of the positive reviews that I'm getting and just the positive opportunities I'm getting to be able to share even more plant content. Now, can we take a look at this beautiful Philodendron Splendid? Look at how full this plant is. Look at how gorgeous the velvety texture of the leaves are. That's another one that I'm like, should have I bought it? So is it a need or a want? Now, it's in terms of that term for Cultivation Corner, a need is basically a plant you have to have right then and there. That is something that's non-negotiable. You have to buy the plant. Or is it a want? Is it something that's on your wish list that you can wait on? I think that that's going to be more of a want for now, even though it is a spectacular looking plant. And as you can see here, plant folies, look at all of these plants. So many varieties, and I'm just going to keep walking around here and panning over some more of these plants for you. And here is an example again of a Scindapsus exotica on a totem. I feel like you get the best beauty potential out of that particular Scindapsus or Scindapsus in general when you let them crawl up versus trail down. And just the lighting plant folies and the plants like this Anthurium Queen of Spades, like I need to buy that. I think that that's the Anthurium I'm going to purchase when I am at Pita's planters next time. Oh gosh, there's just so many beautiful plants. And again, I will continue to do plant shopping videos of Pita's planters because she does restock quite often. Please make sure you are following Pita's planters on Instagram. That's where you'll get the most up-to-date content. She does post a lot of reels, Instagram reels, as well as stories. This is another Syngonium I think that is really cool. This is a Syngonium Golden Illusion for $14. Now, I think that there's another Syngonium that I have that was sold to me as Syngonium Lime Soda. They look very similar, but that is a Syngonium though. If you're going to get the best variegation or coloration, please give it quite a bit of bright indirect light. So plant folies, what do you think so far of all the plants at Peta's Planters? Again, if you haven't hit the like button, please make sure you're hitting the like button for this video. I would also ask that you leave comments about what plants you would love Peta's Planters to add into her plant shop. I can, give that feedback to her, as I often see Peta and her partner David. So that's, something that I would definitely want to get to them. And then you can just see right here, give all the plant insights, leave all the comments in the comment section. I would love to see that. Again, it's all about the engagement on this channel. I do thank those that continue to tune into my live premiere chats. I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent, but again, life gets in the way, work gets in the way, but just know that I make all my efforts to try to get you that daily plant content. It has been fun, and you can see that on the shelf right there. These are the plants that I am wanting to purchase today alongside with Steven. We already got some of our plants queued up. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button for this video. It definitely helps the channel out, as well as Peta's Planters, as well as subscribing to this YouTube channel at Grow Folds with the notification bell on. This is Richie. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.